How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my garage gym. The first thing I wanted to show you today is my RML 690C. This actually did not start as a 690 series power rack. I ended up actually purchasing these additional uprights. Some of the upgrades that I've done to my power rack include the addition of the trolley arms, which I was fortunate enough to be one of the first 200 people to order them. So I got the trolley arms with the handles shipped for about $200. Additionally, I upgraded to an X43M pull-up bar, and I also have the strap safeties, and I have the RH2i reverse hyper. I wanted a reverse hyper in my gym for the longest time, and I just didn't have the space for it, and eventually I ended up just going with the rack-mounted version. When I purchased the trolley arms, it comes with these handles, and I ran into a small issue trying to figure out where to store them. The nice part is if I drop off the Rogue branding that would normally go here, I can install these and they act as pull-up bars. See, you get fat grip options, you can get pronated or supinated grip depending on which way you face. You can just have a neutral grip, but they work wonderfully as pull-up bar attachments. I also went and bought this. It's a 5/8 inch eye bolt with a shoulder built in, and the idea with this is I don't have to wrap anything around the rack or buy a shackle. This costs $12, and this is where I attach my pulley for when I do any sort of cable variations. I also have a Y1 yoke, and I keep it behind my stones table. So this is a custom Atlas stone loading platform that was made by a fabricator in Dallas, owns Music Metalworks, and this thing has proved to be awesome. It just flips on the uprights for the yoke. And I also keep it to keep the yoke pressed to the wall. This is where I keep my yoke stored, and I used to use it as a rack, but nowadays it's just a yoke or just a loading table, and it sits here when it's not being used, and it usually gets dragged out on Strongman Saturdays. Those are my racks, my yoke, and obviously if you're gonna have a home gym, you gotta have a barbell. The first barbell that I purchased was actually this operator bar, and it has served me really well throughout the years. But I've also managed to expand my collection significantly. This is the second bar that I purchased, and this is my Rogue Ohio Power Bar. It is a boneyard version, but on all of my bars that were boneyard versions, I have hardly ever found any sort of defect. The third bar that I bought was my wife's bar, and this is her Bella bar. And this is not a boneyard version, this is just a normal Bella bar. And then the fourth bar was the deadlift bar. This is actually a boneyard, and this is one of them where you can find a defect, but it's very minor in nature. All it is some double track knurling. It doesn't actually affect the feel, it just has a little bit of a cosmetic defect is all. Some other bars that are also here include a Rogue Safety Squat Bar or the Rogue SB1, a Titan Fitness multi-grip bar, a homemade axle bar, which if you're interested to see how to make your own axle bar, I'll go ahead and link that up here. And then I have my daughter's PVC pipe bar. She's 3 years old and she's making some pretty serious gains. And this is also my warm-up bar if I'm doing any sort of bench or any sort of PVC pipe warm-up. Additionally, I have two of these DB15s, which I'll be posting a video for very soon. And that's it for my first barbell storage location. The second place that I keep barbells is in this 9-bar storage rack. And the first one here is another boneyard bar, and this is the Rogue Curl Bar. I have no real complaints about this bar at all. It's an amazing curl bar, and I have yet to find any actual defects with it. Not that I feel like you would notice it anyway, so I essentially have the world's nicest curl bar, and I didn't pay full price for it. I also have a Pitbull Strongman. I think that's the company's name. I have their 12-inch log, a Titan Fitness 3-inch beam, which I will go ahead and link a video that I posted and I made about this thing up here. I have some farmer handles that were made by a really close friend of mine that also is into fabrication. A Rogue TB1 trap bar. Some of the plates I purchased these full price, and I have the 10s, the 5s, and the 2.5s. These are their official like actual Olympic change plates, and I got them in the pounds version. These ones, I have 6 of these, and I got these on the closeout when I lived in Ohio, and it was something ridiculous, like 60% off per plate. I got 6 of them, which is awesome because I'm able to use them for the DB15s. The reason that they were so cheap was because this white lettering was wrong, printed wrong. All of them are spelled correctly, and they look white to me, but apparently it wasn't good enough for Rogue. When I first purchased my gym, I started with high temp bumper plates, and I ended up buying the 10s, the 15s, 225s, 235s, and just started buying 45s, and I would buy 45s as I got stronger. What I quickly found out is that with most barbells, I run out of sleeve. So what I ended up purchasing were these machine plates. I absolutely love them. I like the way they look, and I really like the amount of purchase that you have on the plate as you're moving it around. These also go on hundo pricing during the Black Friday sale at Rogue. I also have 2 bench options. I have the Rogue flat utility bench, which was the first bench I ever purchased, and then I have what is actually the most recent addition to my gym, and that is the Rep AB5000 Zero Gap bench. This thing so far has been amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and link my initial impressions video. So if you just click the card up there, it'll take you to that video as well. I have 2 pieces of conditioning equipment in this gym. The first one is this Concept 2 rower, which this actually belonged to a really close friend of mine who passed away, and his family was nice enough to let me keep this rower. So not only is it an awesome piece of equipment, but it also carries a lot of sentimental value to me. The second piece of equipment that I have for conditioning is this Rogue Echo Bike. So that brings us to the accessory wall. This is where I keep my knee sleeves, my grip tools, my barbell collars, the stringers for them, belts, bands, timers. This is my homemade cable setup. All I did was just purchase a snatch block from Amazon, get some cable from Lowe's, and throw it together. This is also where I keep all of the extra hardware. Some of my more favorite grip tools include the Cannonball grips, the Grandfather grips, of course, the Rolling Thunder, which is an awesome piece of equipment. If you don't have one of these and you're a strongman, you should get one. Some other pieces that I have are these jack stands that were made for me by my father-in-law. I also have the 24-inch Monster Light safety arms. On the top of the corner shelf, I have my competition chalk bucket, old training logs, and my stereo. I also have my competition gym bag. On the shelf below that, I keep all my shoes and a lever belt. The one below that just kind of has some miscellaneous items, sweat rags or cleaning rags. Below that, I have my Viking attachment, an ab roller, parallel landmine attachment, and then below that, I have some medicine ball storage. So that brings us to the strongman side of the garage. So over here, I have my sled. This is a Rogue Dog Sled 1.2. Inside of a Pelican case is where I keep all of my battling ropes or my pulling ropes. I also have a Rogue sandbag, a throwing sandbag, as well as a 250-pound Rogue bag, a 100-pound bag, and then I have this 220-pounder from Cerberus Strength. Behind everything, in the very back, is my loadable Husafel stone, made by the same gentleman who made my Atlas stone loading table. Over here I have my Texas Power Concept Circus dumbbell, and behind that is a smaller 10-inch dumbbell that I use for warming up, as well as my 3-year-old's Circus dumbbell. I also keep a couple kegs up here, and at the very bottom of this shelf I keep a couple of the Atlas stones that I use tacky a lot on, and I keep those in here because the rest of them get kept outside. I'm sure my neighbors appreciate it, but the rest of them get kept as lawn ornamentation. And the reason that I prefer to keep the ones I use tacky on inside is so that the grass doesn't get picked up by the tacky. This is my Rogue Echo GHD. I have a small space and I never know what my next garage is going to look like, and so I can't really justify having a full-size GHD by itself, especially when I want to have a box jump as well. I can use it on both the uprights for the power rack as well as on the strip that's mounted on the wall. That's it for my garage gym tour though. I appreciate you tuning in. If you would, please click the like button below and hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I release a video, as well as clicking up here to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to watch a training video log, go ahead and click here for that playlist, or another video from my channel will appear down here.